Hi, everybody. Welcome back to day 2 of our 5-day consciousness challenge. Today, we'll be talking about the concept of receiving and how it's such an essential consciousness to have. So when your business begins impacting more people, you'll be able to receive the elevated levels of praise, recognition, money, success, and reward that's coming your way. And if you feel uncomfortable about it, the law of attraction will help you push it away. And we don't really want that. If you don't receive well, you'll run out of the resources that you need in order to continue serving people at this higher and higher levels. If you don't replenish, you'll run out of energy. You'll run out of passion and drive. And financially, if you are struggling to pay your bills in the background, you won't be 100% available for your customers, right? So if you're not a good receiver, you may find yourself overgiving. And you also may find yourself not wanting to give at all. And that's because a part of you has been worn out, is secretly resentful that people aren't valuing your gifts as much as you do, or as much as you know that you're providing value for them. You may feel tired, exhausted, or spinning in your head, and passion for your mission could start to dwindle. And when financial resources dwindle, you limit yourself from living your best life, and you're split between, I have to have money and I want to serve them. And that's a hidden agenda on there that really robs you of sharing and healing fully from your open heart, which is what healers do. I found out that there's 3 consciousness robbing beliefs that get in the way of becoming a better receiver. And the first one, of course, is that huge phrase that it's better to give than receive. I'm going to debunk that in a minute, and please don't get all upset. What I'm going to be sharing with you is how to embrace the concept that it's equally important to receive as it is to give. And the second reason that is hard to become a really good receiver is that it doesn't feel good when you're receiving. You might feel icky or squeaky, and then and it might feel like it's too much. And when you go to trace that down, almost always it's traced to some sort of you're not deserving in some way. Either your personal self-worth needs a boost, or the value you place on your products and services needs a boost. And we really, that the meditation in day 1, yesterday's meditation, if you do that over and over and over again, that's really going to help your deservingness in the area around the value of your products or services. And the third thing that gets in the way are hidden agendas. And because we're so sensitive, we can sense when someone wants to manipulate us. We can sense when someone gives to us and has this kind of hidden expectation that you're supposed to give back. And sometimes it feels manipulative. It feels like a letdown. It feels like their heart's not involved, like they don't really care for you. And so you kind of want to push that away. The other thing that gets in the way is if you're not used to receiving a lot of positive recognition in the forms of money and success, or you may have strong judgments about what it means to have money and have success, or like we mentioned before, wary of hidden agendas attached to the gift. And that kind of limited consciousness of feelings of belief via the law of attraction, that will slow or can even stop that flow of giving and receiving from gratitude, which is known as receiving, right? You won't be able to expand your business and serve more people. You'll be overworked, exhausted, frustrated, and not have enough money to live a comfortable lifestyle, or both. Feeling great, feeling good, feeling solid, feeling in integrity about receiving at higher levels can be super hard for heart-centered healers. And I'm so excited to teach you how to shift your consciousness and align it with your higher spiritual values so that receiving feels good, feels abundant, feels right, and is in alignment with who you really are. So let's start with the biggest spiritual belief that gets in the way with the spiritual principles of success. We touched on it before, and it's called, it's better to give than receive. Now, I'm not saying that that statement is wrong. When push comes to shove and you've got a choice of receiving or giving, depending on the situation, it is better to give than receive. But when I'm saying that it's better to give and receive with heartfelt joy, it's part of the infinity loop of the upward spiral of abundance. And that's what we want to be tapped into, right? That feels good. So, by nature and by the business, your customers are going to want to show their gratitude for you. And they're going to want to show it in ways that you may not feel comfortable about receiving in the moment. And the types of gratitude I'm talking about are money, recognition, praise, gifts, and also new levels of success. And success, the way I like to teach it, is always about what brings you joy, what brings you fulfillment. And as long as you're in integrity with the world that you live in, with joy, and you're feeling happy, abundant, and you're able to bring in the money, you're able to nurture yourself, and the excess can spill over and nurture the people and causes that you truly care about. That's my definition of success. And when you expand your business to impact more people, you're going to be giving to a lot more people, which means a lot more people are going to want to share their gratitude with you. Because think about it, as a healer, you're often their last stop right now in time. As a healer, when someone comes to you for healing and it's new in their world, it's because they've exhausted all their resources and you're able to solve their problem. They're expensive, they're painful, they're limiting problem in natural, simple ways that build and grow. They're going to be so grateful for that, and you're going to want to be able to accept that. So it's in the best interest of your personal mission as a healer to become a better receiver. The truth is, the spiritual principle states that the more you give, aka the more people you impact, the more that you do receive so that you can continue giving. It's upwardly, right? The upwardly abundant spiral. So you want to be able to receive so you're well supplied and supported to give even more and live your best life in the process. Remember, the law of attraction is always in play, and we want to train our emotional bodies, both consciously and unconsciously, to feel super good about giving and receiving. And because of that, today's meditation is one of my favorite meditations. It's designed to train your consciousness to accept receiving as a gift of love. And I really like this meditation because it does start off with nature. There's no hidden human attachments, and it really, really connects us back to our roots, which is what being a healer is all about. So when I looked into my own habits of receiving, I knew I was in trouble because all I can feel when I imagine myself at a higher level of income, of serving more people, was just a generalized feeling of ick and an uncomfortableness. And sometimes I couldn't even see. And it took me quite a while to retrain myself to feel good about receiving. When it was time for me to ask for the sale, I always secretly felt like I was robbing my customers, or I thought that they wouldn't pay me that much money for what I was offering. And I felt that way because my skills came so super easy to me. Like I didn't have to work really hard. It was so much fun working with people. I thought, "Well, really? And I get paid too? Wow, that's like too much, right?" But with those limiting feelings running into my consciousness, my income stream suffered because I thought, wow, I don't need this money. And the universe said, yeah, right, you don't. So, also in the beginning, being recognized and praised made my stomach kind of twist a little bit. And depending upon how much attention I had, I sometimes I just wanted to like put my head down and hide. I would feel so uncomfortable that many times I avoided the marketing opportunities I had. I would limit networking and marketing opportunities that fell into my lap. That limited my capacity to attract new customers. Receiving that much praise and recognition also triggered my perfection critic into overdrive. And I would find all the parts of me that weren't quite good enough and beat myself up. And also, when you do that a lot, I don't know about you, but for me, I would do that so much that when it came time to go to a business networking event, unless I just talked myself into it and did all kinds of energy exercises for it so that I was grounded, centered, and ready to give and receive within the group, I would avoid it. I couldn't go there, and I would just feel so completely out of place that it was better that I didn't even show up. I didn't want to appear too big for my britches, but I didn't know how to talk about what I did without seeming off the wall or weird. And so, because I felt so off the wall and weird, I discounted or I became the charity business owner. I gave away my super transformative, super empowering, life changing services for free. And that conflicted with another part of me that when I didn't charge and when I delivered this amazing value and people said, okay, fine, thanks, and never paid me, I felt taken advantage of. So I really had set myself up for a lose lose, right? And as you lean in to becoming a much better receiver, you'll notice almost right away that discounting yourself does not make people value you more. They'll view you as a bargain that they can get anytime. So when I went about to visualize myself as successful, if I can even do it, I would dissociate and scatter. I knew I needed to visualize in order to manifest, but for the life of me, I just couldn't do it. I couldn't see myself playing bigger and succeeding. And that turns out to be more of a deservingness issue that when you really solidify within yourself that being a healer and serving, that you're in alignment with why you're here on this planet. You're in alignment with answering your calling. You're in alignment with your higher self, your lower self, your life purpose, and the divine. And when you're in that place, the passion rises from within. And all you want to do is share. And all the resistances, all the difficulties, all the emotional tugs of I'm not good enough or what ifs disappear. And so, really connecting with your mission and your purpose and your desire to serve from your heart, which you already have, makes you so much more successful. How do you know in your heart that letting down your guard and becoming a better receiver truly is in integrity with your spiritual values? Yeah, you can listen to me, but how do you feel it within yourself? So, here's a short consciousness exercise to help you understand how giving and receiving can feel like a heartfelt dance of sharing love back and forth between you and your customers, right? So I want you to remember a time or at work or out in the world where you gave and shared from your heart. And do you love to see that look of gratefulness, that look of happiness, that look of relief on the faces of the people that you've shared your heart with, right? That you've given to, that you've helped out of a situation? Does it give you fuel? Does it make your heart sing? How great does it feel to help another just by doing your thing, just by doing what you do, just by doing what you love, just what you've been gifted with, anyhow, right? Makes it feel great. You feel expanded. You feel full of joy. Have you ever had an experience in your life where you've done that, but the person that you've given to has just kind of shut it down? They just said, Yeah, no, I don't need that. Thank you very much. But no, it's not in my world. I don't need that. Or thank you very much. I don't want to take too much from you. And I feel like it would be giving too much. Or somehow they, they shut you down and you were not required to give to them. How did that feel on your end? Chances are you felt a little disappointed. Chances are you felt a little let down, like maybe you understood why, but still that joy of giving just kind of got stopped. So do you see how not receiving stops that upward spiral? So think of that person again, like the next time you see them, chances are you're probably going to try again. Maybe they've loosened up, softened up a little bit. But if they're not a good receiver, does it feel good to give to them? No. And so you'll, over time, depending on the relationship that you have with them, it doesn't feel good to give to them. So you'll move on to someone where it does feel good to give to them. Now that you've brought to mind how it feels when you're giving to someone and they stop it down, do you really want to do that to someone else? Do you really want to rob your customers who are so grateful for what you've done for them of the joy of paying you the fees that you're asking of them, to enjoy giving you that praise and that accolade and that reward? Do you really want to stop them from being able to share their joy back with you? And I don't know about you, but for me, when I really thought about it, when I really, really did think about it, wow, I do need to become a better receiver because I'm helping this other person become a better giver. And isn't that what our world needs? A dance of giving and receiving in an upward spiral of love, of faith, of kindness, of courage, right? So when you're in the vibration of true gratefulness, how amazing does that feel? And what does it naturally make you want to do? For me, it makes me want to give back. Otherwise, I feel like I've taken too much. So now that you're better understanding the importance of becoming a better receiver, the next question is, how do you do that? So the first step I use to become a better receiver is to become more aware, to lean back and really notice, oh, am I receiving that well? Can I truly receive the love of my clients? Or am I just saying, yeah, no, it could have been better, could have done this, I could have done that. Or when I'm getting paid and I'm looking at the money in my hand is, am I grateful for it? And do I think that it's enough? Those kinds of things is just starting to really notice really what it feels like to receive. The second step is to heal the conflicts that bubble up for you that you start to become aware of as you step into becoming a better receiver. So what I've done to help you shift into this habit of giving and receiving is this really cool meditation to help retrain your consciousness to accept receiving. And you're going to love it because you'll start off receiving the love of nature that's always giving. Nature's always giving, always radiating love, much like you do when you're in your power in healing. You're hooked in, you're channeled, you're hooked to the earth, you're hooked to the sky, your chakras are going, your life purpose line is going, and you're radiating out love. That's your power. Nature does that as well. And so you can do that dance of giving and receiving with nature to really feel comfortable with the consciousness of it. And then we introduce satisfied clients, both present and in the future. And when you do that, you'll experience firsthand, you'll be able to feel within yourself how amazing it feels to be in that dance of giving and receiving with joy, with love, and with fulfillment. As you build these muscles of receiving things that feel really super good, it becomes so much easier to let go of the defenses that you've put in place that make receiving feel icky, uncomfortable, or bad, that make you feel like you want to push away the gifts that are coming your way. And as you build your muscles of receiving things that feel good, it becomes so much easier to let go of the defenses that you've put up as a shield to protect you from feeling taken advantage of, overpowered, or controlled. In the next class, class 3, you're going to be introduced to the concept that money is love, that the exchange of money is a representation of the consciousness of love. So when you have these 3 components all together, like in class 1, we talked about putting an energetic boundary around the value of your products and services. And then in today's class, we're talking about becoming a better receiver. And then in tomorrow's class, we'll be talking about viewing money as an exchange of love. And once you have those 3 things in place, you automatically become a better receiver and in the flow of abundance. Yeah, you'll trigger all the beliefs, all the consciousness, all the memories, all the traumas that prevent you from staying in that one dance of light. And then in class 4, well, I'll be teaching you how to let go of those emotions in a really gentle, easy, safe way. As a healer, you probably already know how to let go of emotions, but for those of you who'd like a quick refresher, that's what day 4 is all about. I'm so excited because when you finally realize, when you finally embrace the consciousness that the amount of money, success, and the impact that you hold in your world, in your space, is a representation of how aligned you are with your life purpose and how much love that you've given, you're going to feel so much freer to flourish and expand because the consciousness of your heart, the part of you that just is, will be in integrity with the business strategies that you use, that you implement, that you use to bring in your customers. So your homework is to meditate with the one breath of abundance meditation and begin to train your energy system to receive, to give, and receive in the light. So day 3 of our challenge, we'll talk about the sacred, ancient, historical concept that money truly is a representation of the exchange of love behind the goods and services that we produce and share with each other. So see you in day 3. Enjoy your day.